This Roblox YouTuber is in danger. From people doxing his family to swatting him and putting his life at risk. Today we will be going over everything and even more. But before I get into all of that, my friend Ren told me we couldn't surpass him in subscribers. So let's prove him f***ing wrong and subscribe to the channel. Now before I get into people putting this guy's life at risk, who even is this Roblox YouTuber? This Roblox YouTuber goes by the name KreekCraft and he's the single biggest Roblox YouTuber on the entire platform. He has managed to get over 16 million subscribers by just making videos about Roblox. And now his life is at risk, and all because he helped develop a Roblox game. Yes, you heard me right. People are putting this guy's life at risk because of a Roblox game. So the game I'm talking about is called Sales for Brain Rot. And as far as I could find, this is a game where you have to sell to get brain rots, pretty self-explanatory. And KreekCraft, the Roblox YouTuber, helped develop this Roblox game. So why the f are people so angry over KreekCraft helping developing this game? Well, this game is a brain rot game, and let's just say that Roblox has been coping with a little bit of an epidemic when it comes to brain rot games. Steal a brain rot, escape to tsunami for brain rot, jump for brain rot, and survive the lava for brain rot. Literally the entire Roblox homepage is filled with brain rot games. And all of them basically have the same gameplay loop where you just have to collect as many brain rots as possible. Now, most of the Roblox community is kind of fed up with these games since they consider them lazy. Understandably so, by the way, because most of these games are just complete copies of one another. So when people saw that KreekCraft, instead of working on a original game, was working on one of these copies, they got very upset. So upset, in fact, that they put his life in real life danger. Now, I do want to say there is nothing wrong with criticizing a YouTuber for making a unoriginal game. You're free to do so if you want to. But putting their life at risk because you think a game is unoriginal or boring, that is just insane. Now, KreekCraft himself made a Twitter post talking about what the people exactly did to put his life at risk. The tweet reads, "I appreciate the discussion around the game, but it's not even fully released yet or announced, lol, and I've already been swatted over it, getting death threats and having people try and dox my family. I knew Twitter was crazy, but damn, at least let me announce it first." Now, we will be getting into the insane response that the community gave to this entire situation, but first let's go into what actually happened. So, KreekCraft listed a few things that people did to him because he works on this game. The first is him saying that he got swatted over this, which is absolutely insane. For the people who do not know what swatting means, it's basically when someone calls the cops on you and say that you're doing something very illegal and dangerous in your house. So instead of just one cop coming over to check on you, they sent an entire SWAT team in to arrest you. Now, I don't think I need to explain to you why it is dangerous to send a bunch of armed men with heavy weapons into your house to take you away. Just imagine that KreekCraft got scared, jumped off, and the police saw that as a threatening move and shot at him. This is really something that puts someone's life in danger. With that being said, it's also very illegal, and I hope the person who did this to him got arrested and gets put away for a very long time. Now, the second thing that KreekCraft lists in his tweet is him getting death threats. Now, let me start off with that I think this is very bad that this is happening. I do not condone people sending death threats to someone over a video game. With that being said, it is the internet and people go way over line constantly. Even at my current size, I have already received some of those messages, it just happens. Now, the fact that a lot of people get death threats on YouTube and on the internet in general doesn't make it any less bad, but I noticed that I'm kinda desensitized to it. I still hope people face repercussions for saying stuff like that, because of course it's still illegal, but I can't say that I'm surprised that KreekCraft is getting these messages. I mean, over the past few weeks we've seen people publicly doing this to David Baszucki for making bad updates to a game. Now, before I get into the insane response by the community, there's one more thing that KreekCraft listed on his tweet. That being that people have tried to not only dox him, but also his family. Now, people may disagree with me, but I think this might be the worst thing that is on this list. Now, let me explain real quick why I think this. So, most people, when they start a YouTube channel, they think of and kinda accept the risks that come with being a YouTuber. And the risks I'm talking about are the things we've talked about earlier in this video. The swatting, for example, or the death threats, which basically every single YouTuber gets. Now, it isn't the case that because people take this into consideration, it's for some reason excused that these things happen. They're still very bad. But most of us consciously make the choice to take that risk to do something we really enjoy. However, family members of YouTubers do not do that because they can't really make that choice. You don't really control if someone in your family starts a YouTube channel. These people are completely unrelated to the situation and are now getting harassed because of something this YouTuber did. And we have seen how crazy people on the internet are, so giving someone's personal information to that group of people, that is very bad. Now, I did also say I was gonna talk about the crazy response the community gave to this entire situation, but I don't have a lot of time left, I'm gonna be honest, so we're going over it quickly. Now, honestly, I expected the community to be very supportive of KreekCraft. And to be honest, the majority is. But also a great portion is for some reason going against KreekCraft. Take for example this guy, Jinx's Dojo. He said, not gonna lie, I don't usually post anything on Twitter, but you brought this on yourself. You pretty much pulled a Anakin Skywalker. Which is crazy to say, considering the only thing he did was make a bad game. And in response, people doxed him, swatted him, doxed his family, and sent him death threats. Now, I could show a bunch of more examples, but I don't really have time for it, but they all basically come down to the same. Anyways, I do want to thank y'all for the insane support lately. We've just hit 3k subscribers within like a day or something after hitting 2k, which is phenomenal. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. Peace, peace.